In sales and marketing, being late to the game is better than never showing up at all. Good morning, everybody. Today, Ruby and I are walking and talking about how a lot of companies haven't made a transition into what we would now call sort of a modern sales and marketing function in their businesses. And they're operating without that forward-thinking, forward-looking model. And that's troublesome for a lot of businesses because they're not feeling the pain today. And so it's a latent pain. Something might be up in their funnel management or how their reps are in market or what they're doing, but there's no immediate acute pain that's coming with how business is done because, these things move slow. Again, my favorite business quote is things change very slowly and then all at once. So what I'm suggesting or what I'm encouraging a lot of businesses to do is just look forward here now and see what's going on in the market around them based upon demography change in buyers, structural change in how businesses want to interact, the value of doing certain things that we may have done in the past that are no longer valuable or less valuable, let's say that. And then how do we transition to a more modern, forward-thinking, forward-looking way of doing business? And so the way we start thinking about it, the way I'm starting to think about it, is just looking at how those demographic changes in the buying model and the buyers is going to impact what's going on. And so we have a lot of people who are in the boomer phase of their lives who are now retiring out of certain positions, buying positions, and they're transitioning those roles to younger people. And those younger people are now looking at how do they want to interact and do business. And it's a shift that's making it very challenging for a lot of businesses and a lot of buyers to connect and interact because there's dissonance. It's conflict. Salespeople want to do certain things, buyers don't. And so it's trying to figure out how those two things will interject and interact in the future. And so the call to action today is to really look at how you interact, how you do business, how you make things work in terms of sales and marketing. If you're not using marketing as a lens or a layer of not just communications, but customer acquisition, and how does that impact what you're doing? This will change your business because you haven't had to do it in a lot of ways. If you've been in business for 25 years, you may have never done marketing ever. Or have felt the need to do marketing ever. And fair enough in a lot of ways. But my statement to you today is that's not the case going forward. There's too much noise. There's too many things. There's too many pain points for your client buyer to solve that will not be solved solely by sales. It just won't happen. And again, you're not feeling that pain this minute, but you will. And so it's setting the stage for these things as you move forward. So being late to the game is better than not showing up at all. And really, it's just understanding what the modern world will look like. This stuff around artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, all of these things are real things. These are not going to be small, impactful things. These are going to be huge shifts that will happen in the market space. One of those things will be in marketing, but it'll also impact sales. And so if you have a very traditional, I'll use the term old school selling model, you really need to look at that. You need to change how you're thinking about that. You don't necessarily have to change everything overnight. You just have to understand what's happening. So I always say, keep one eye on the plow and one eye on the horizon. You want to know that you're plowing in the right way. And so this is the stuff that you have to make sure as a business owner, you're not forgetting. You don't want to wake up one day and change has happened and you're not ready for it. So the idea from my perspective is to just give yourself an opportunity to look at what's going on with the buying market, look at what your buyers want, look at how they want to interact, how they buy. They may not even know how they buy. So you become the guide to help them buy. But if you're not doing it with a modern lens, you're not going to look at it from the perspective of the buyer. You're going to look at it like you've always looked at it. And that's not going to work. So again, it's a call to action. It's a forethought. It's understanding how markets will work in the future and how you're going to impact them. So for today, it's okay to be late to the game, but you got to show up. And now is the time. Make that happen. Your sales and marketing teams need to be interacting. They need to be integrated. They need to be part of a team. And then everything else you'll do will flow from there. Anyway, enough for today. Ruby's ready to keep walking. Enjoy your day, walking and talking with Ruby.